Hello and welcome to Storytime Saturdays with Scott and Sarah. Today we're discussing the story of the day that we were in a hurricane with just a pool noodle.
Two pool noodles, actually.
In the Pacific Ocean.
Yep. Okay, so let's set the scene. We got married.
Wow.
We did. And then
Where'd we go?
We went to Maui for our honeymoon.
Where's Maui?
Hawaii. Thank you, Mom. That was her wedding gift to us. I appreciate it. Okay, so we went to Maui and it was so much fun. We had such a great time. And one of our excursions that we had booked beforehand was going on this boat. How big was it?
It wasn't that big. I think
it was 2 stories.
2 stories. It was like a ferry size. Passenger count was probably 40 people.
Maybe more. I don't know. It was not that big though.
Less than 100.
Yep. And we were going to go on this boat and
snorkeling and sea turtle
watching was the goal. And so we had to take an Uber, which was like $100.
Yeah. To the dock.
Yeah, the dock area.
Place.
And I forgot my rash guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so, as you could see, so pale. So I had to buy a rash guard when we were there. Mm-hmm. And we took these pictures. We looked so cute. We looked so happy in the pictures. I will try to find them and I will try to post them.
I know where they are.
You do? Okay.
We can post those.
We can post the pictures. So we looked so great. We get on the boat and there's like a little breakfast. And the breakfast is like fruit and like a pastry.
Yeah.
Or something. And
not enough calories for me.
No, or me. And then they took us out far away into the ocean. How far do you think we were?
It was probably 20 to 30 minutes of
speed
going.
Boating. Everything was fine from my perspective while we were going fast.
I was okay.
It was like boom, boom,
So
boom.
Historically, I get motion sick.
Oh, yeah.
On things we talk about Disneyland a lot. But these are my best examples.
Yep.
Things like the Silly Symphony Swings in Disney's California Adventure, or things like Star Tours.
That's another
Storytime Saturday. But so I historically get very motion sick.
Yep.
I was okay on the way out there. We're going pretty fast.
The wind was blowing. It wasn't too bad. Face. We were on the second story.
Yeah. And usually, what was it? They typically drop anchor.
But we were in a protected area, so they couldn't drop anchor. They had to do like a weird buoy system.
A buoy tie.
To like dock us.
So the boat started getting very, very rocky.
Oh my gosh.
I started getting very sick.
Scott is glistening. And at this point in time, Scott had never cussed around me before. He looks me dead in the eyes and he goes, "Get me off this damn boat." And I said, okay, this is serious business.
And we had to wait.
GoPro.
We did. We rented a GoPro. That's where the photos will come from.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
We had to wait to undock. And so we get in line. We go down to the lower level. We're waiting. We get our fins on.
They gave us flippers. They gave us a
snorkel mask. And a pool noodle for everyone.
A single pool noodle. They didn't give us life vests or anything. And then the instructions with the pool noodles are jump into the ocean. We're holding the pool noodle. And by the way, there's a hurricane happening.
What we haven't addressed, the hurricane was nearby.
Right.
I don't know exactly how nearby, but I know the waves were big. Large, just huge swells. And so we jump in.
With our pool noodle into the Pacific Ocean.
I thought maybe once I get off this damn boat that I will feel better.
Being swimming.
Swimming. Because I was a swimmer. I was at one point. And so we get in the water. We were pretty early. We got down in line pretty quickly so that we could get off the boat. We swim out a little, and then what happened?
Okay, so first of all, Scott takes off swimming. I'm a very poor swimmer compared to you, and you were fast. And I was like doggy paddling the Pacific Ocean with my pool noodle, trying to catch up to you. I get over there, and you're trying to wave me away, but I didn't know what was going on. So I get up close to you, and Scott is throwing up into the ocean. Okay, and then here's the kicker. Here's the craziest part about this. This is disgusting, trigger warning.
Yes.
All the fish in the whole Pacific Ocean came to Scott's vomit to eat it. And so then everybody else in the water was like, oh my gosh, all the fish are over there. Let's go over there to take pictures. So now everybody on this excursion is flinging towards Scott's vom in the ocean, and he and I are dying. He says, we got to get out of here.
We swim away. I think we got back onto the boat immediately.
Did, and you passed out unconscious.
I passed out in a chair like this.
Like legitimately,
If
he was
you're
unconscious.
A viewer, imagine me passed out in a chair. Or if you're not able to view this and you're just listening only.
Yes. So that was on level 1 of the boat. All of our stuff was on level 2. At this point, I am motion sick. I don't get motion sick. So that's how bad it was. I am going up the stairs of this boat, and I'm boom hitting the walls. Boom, boom, boom. I get our stuff upstairs. I'm coming back down, and I throw up. I throw up into a trash can. I made it into a trash can. And then some lady yells at me. She goes, hey, don't do that again. Here's a barf bag. And I was like, do you think I had a choice? Do you think I had a freaking choice? So then I find Scott. He's no longer in a chair. You were laying on the deck of the boat.
That's right. I'm laying on the deck.
Unconscious.
Asleep. You've now got our bags. You're sitting there with your barf bag.
There is puke on my rash guard.
And
everybody else is throwing up at this point
so
too.
many people had bags. They started handing out ginger candy and ginger ale because apparently ginger can soothe the upset stomach.
They were trying to tell people to like look at the horizon. Didn't work.
Given all the advice in the world.
Didn't help.
It was terrible. And the rest after that, after I woke up, I was rejuvenated and I was okay the rest of the time.
I was feeling a little better after I threw up also, but here's the crazy thing. They said, we need to go to a different area than we were anticipating for the second portion of this to find the sea turtles because it's way too, like, you're all so sick. So they took us somewhere else and there was like no animals there. We saw like one school of fish. We were in the ocean at that point with our GoPro. I can't get my body under the water. I'm floating too much, and we'll share those photos as well. And then the freaking boat starts driving away and we think we're stranded in the ocean. They were just moving, but it was really stressful after we had nothing in our stomachs. Anyway, we get back on the boat, and in order to make all of us feel better, they gave us something for lunch. They gave us hot dogs. Could you imagine after puking your guts up, someone's like, here's a hot dog.
Yeah. And there was like,
peace.
yeah, that was the day that we were in a hurricane with just a pool noodle. Thanks for listening to Storytime Saturday. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.